Hello everyone, I read an article written by Emily Falconer from Manchester Metropolitan University in UK. Its article name is Transformation of the Backpacking Food Tourist, Emotions and Conflicts. I picked this article because I'm a chef and looking to enter the food and tourism market after my studies. Then a tiny introduction to the article. The article talks about food tourism and it focuses especially on backpackers, their outlook and expectation as a backpacker, and their outlook after several months of traveling on the same subject, foreign food culture. And then to the 5 key points which I found interesting of the article. 1. Who are backpackers and what is their perspective? Falconer set out her research by setting the scene with digging a bit deeper into the term backpackers. She goes on to say that the codes and symbols of backpacking, such as particular types of clothing, as well as body stories, such as accounts of illness, delicious food, suffocating humidity, filthy toilets, and uncomfortable transport. This is written to show that backpackers go in the search of new and rich experiences, but are not only after the good stories in their travels but also the bad. This demonstrates that there is a certain level of tolerance and open-mindedness in backpackers that isn't necessarily there in other types of travelers. This is important for the psychology of shame and guilt point I will cover shortly. Then to my second point, which is cultural credits, attraction and experience. Falconer then goes on to further explore the psychology of backpackers, this style of travel and open-mindedness. She quotes Boniface, which says that some tourists are motivated by their need for distinction and cultural capital through the knowledge of local foods and customs. This is an interesting psychology, but fits the picture for many of us. We live in a world where it's important for many people to self-educate and learn how other parts of the world operates, and furthermore to share this knowledge back at home. It's believed that this knowledge will be seen to somehow improve their local social standing and knowledge, and lucky them, they gathered all this knowledge and self-improvement by traveling and having fun, which is a great way of learning. Again, this further goes on to cement the backpacker's point of view before traveling, that there are certain expectations and standards to live up to the whilst backpacking around the world. My third point is the quotes of the travelers. The first-hand detail of backpackers was important and interesting as it gave a detailed account of each person's experience more than what a simple statistic could create. From the quotes, the reader understands a real feel of their excitement for new foods as the beginning their backpacking experience. And I will read a quote from a backpacker named Alison. Trying new food in new places is undoubtedly the best thing about all this travel. You learn so much from it too. I would rather spend all day at the street food stand than go to all the museums and temples. I make it my business to find the best food markets wherever I go. I plan to eat myself across the world. These quotes from early traveling experiences emphasize further the sense of responsibility for the backpacker to be open-minded and committed to including new, exciting and exotic foods while abroad. This was interesting to me to learn of these commitments, which I have often believed in myself while traveling, and found a piece of common ground with these early quotes. The fourth point is global and local. This section is all about perspective, which is a particular interest to me. In our now global society, it's hard to tell what is local and what is foreign food. Falconer used the term globalized, which is very current as the global food markets become localized and cultures blend. In this article, Falconer is looking at Western, specifically backpackers in foreign cultures. This is something I have found interesting, as I have moved abroad myself for a few years, and I have also pondered on these subjects of when in time exotic becomes the local and vice versa. It raises the question, does everyone naturally crave their home foods, comfort foods in time? It is interesting the perspective we have as humans, and when things become localized, transform to the new normal, they are no longer exciting. Personally, I think this human's nature is in most of us, and that in time most of us get bored of the same routines and look for new adventures, whether that be in work, hobbies or relationships, unless they are special ones, of course. My fifth point is the shame and guilt. This is swiftly followed by their struggle to find the new old food exciting any more after 3 months, and leads them fantasizing for Western home comfort foods. The idea of shame for food cravings or eating different types of food is interesting, as my partner is a Brit who is always quick to avoid the English food or Irish pubs when abroad. One reason is for their authenticity or lack of it, and second, because he could always get those at any point while living in the UK. He also believes that while abroad, he wants to and should be absorbing other cultures in food and beyond. If not, then it's perceived as a form of shame or missed opportunity. It's interesting though that after eating the same food for such a long time, the backpackers also feel same sort of shame and guilt. In my opinion, these are two different things, and there is no shame in pressing the reset button, eating something you want, then dive back to the absorbing the other culture again. Fully refreshed and interesting. This is not to be confused with people that go abroad and only eat food they could have eaten at home. That is a real shame. The backpacking culture can cut themselves a break that they have beforehand thrown themselves into different culture and fully indulged in the back street cultures away from the plastic hazard of mainstream tourism, and probably supported local private smaller businesses and economy in the process. Cut yourselves a break, female backpackers, press the reset button and get back on with embracing other cultures. Thank you.